Did you know that the grip of your sneakers on the ground depends on something called the coefficient of friction? Today, I will explain it to you in a super simple way. For a school project, I saw a TikTok that caught my attention on this project topic, in which they explained that in the Boston Marathon, Eliud Kipchoge, who is literally the best runner in the world, did not win the race. And we think it could be for several reasons, but one important one is that the floor was wet. That totally changed how the shoes grip the ground. When we run, the idea is that the shoes makes good contact with the floor. That it does not slip at all. This happens thanks to something called friction force, which is basically the resistance between the shoes and the ground, so that it does not slide. That friction force depends on a coefficient of friction, which sounds super technical, but it is just how the material of the sole of the shoes and the material of the floor interact. The problem is that when the floor is wet, that coefficient drops a lot. If it drops, there is less friction, which means that you cannot push off the ground as well, and then you lose power when moving forward. Oh, and something interesting is that not all shoes react the same to a wet surface. It depends a lot on the sole. Some are more slippery than others, so then that may have affected Kipchoge as well. Now let's go with the experiment. Notice how some sneakers have more grip than others, all because of the material of the sole. This affects the force of friction, which is key to running or walking without slipping. For example, on the dry board, the one with the highest average angle was the non-slip shoes, and the one with the lowest were the running shoes. This means that the ones with the highest coefficient of friction were the non-slip shoes. Y no, en el 20. En el 30. Hola, hola, hola. On the dry board, the one with the highest average angle was the Puma sneakers, that is, with a higher coefficient of friction. Va a salir el profe en el PIA. Ya tengo. Y eso que no usa espejo. La toma. Y el TikTok sigue. Primera toma del zapato de Mau. Evidencia de poniendo agua. Guácala. But on the wet board, the one with the highest coefficient of friction on average were the running shoes. Me está temblando la mano. Hola. 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 And as for the wet word, the one with the highest coefficient of friction was the Crocs. Perhaps for this reason, people shower with flip flops because they are less likely to slip. So the next time you choose sneakers, think about where you will wear them. The coefficient of friction can make a difference.